Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Night Comics. How's everybody in chat doing? Hi, Becca. All right, it's time to get started here, even though... Hi, Becca. Left my speaker on. Sorry. Hold on. It's a professional operation around here. All right, let's look at some new comics. Woo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, now maybe without the epileptic seizures. All right, so this is for next week, the week of April 28th, 2021. And let's look at Image Comics first. Commanders in Crisis is garbage. Crossover is really disappointing. Hi, Evolved. Hi, gayest person on YouTube. Happy Friday to you as well. You have low standards, Becca. I like that. This crossover book is going to have Savage Dragon in it. I don't care. Deadly Class, don't care. Department of Truth, still don't care. That's just kind of weird art style you can't get into. Geiger, second printing, cool looking cover. Already bought it, so too late. Missed your opportunity there. Incentive cover, ooh, I don't care. It's boring cover. Hack and Slash, don't care. Helm Grayskull. This is an interesting one. Now roll with me here. My debut on your channel, Jack. Hey, always, how you doing, man? Hey, nobody. Hey, Viking. Nice. The commute home, that ought to be excitingly boring. So Helm Grayskull, this is a 4-issue miniseries. And boy, oh boy, look at this. You're like thinking, oh boy, high fantasy, right? Gonna be cool. Oh wait, he's got the side of his head shaved. That's a strike. New Latinx Fantasy by Henry Braha? I don't know. Author of the critically acclaimed Los Voz de Mayo, Tata Rambo. Probably not about Tatas or Rambo. And the fact that it's got Mayo with dots here, sounds really woke. The last Dragon Prince has been abducted, kept prisoner by an unknown threat, Aztec Mexica. Lots of originality here. Hey, Echo. Yay. Buffering, damn it. Sorry about the buffering. I can't control that. So, Aztec Mexica has this guy hostage. Helm Grayskull and his outsider comrades are here to save the prince, but are recruited by a resistance plotting to overthrow Montezuma. Will Grey Castles help save the people of Mexico or rescue the dragon prince and flee? I don't care. Bonus, Helm Grayskull number 1 includes a Latinx one-shot RPG, 5th edition compatible, written by these people I don't know who they are or care. $5. Now, if I just looked at the cover and saw the stupid side of the head shaved, I'd be like, all right, it's probably a bit woke, but it's high fantasy. Should be fun. And then New Latinx Fantasy by this guy. New Latinx. You lost me within 3 words. That's impressive. So I'm not buying that. Even though the art doesn't look that bad. Helm Grayskull, though, that I keep saying Grayskull, and it's a little too confusing because I'm old and I don't give a shit. Outcast, don't care. Redneck, that looks dumb. Shadecraft, don't care. Spawn, the covers look awesome. I heard they're going to do some more stuff with Spawn. They're starting that Spawn universe, of course. This could be good, but I'm so far behind. They don't seem to want to update you on what's going on, so no point in that. Hey, Giovanni, how you doing? Stray Dogs, too much like Straw Dogs in the name, and that movie was a little rapey. Summoner's War Legacy. The cover looks like trash. So, Two Moons, don't care. So, nothing from Image Comics is really sparking my interest. Now we get down to Dark Horse. Critical Role, don't care. Cyberpunk, I don't play the video game, but I've heard the comics are okay. They're a little hit and miss. Oh, dude, sorry, Evolved. It's looking good on my end, so for once, it's not me. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to catch the replay. Let me check my window browser. Oh, yeah, it's buffering on the stream when I'm trying to watch it, too. It seems to do okay once I refresh, but it's probably regional, too. Sorry, guys. I can't control that. I wish I could, though. This Toys of Masters of the Universe looked really cool because I'm an old nerd and I loved Masters of the Universe. Look at all these awesome toys. I had all of these, except this one. I always wanted that, the Battle Ram, because it had the Sky Sled. I really wanted that. But I had the castle, which was awesome. I had He-Man, Stratos, Skeletor, Zodak, and, of course, Merman. Merman and Zodak were some of the first ones I had. Hey, Shio. So, yeah, when I first got He-Man toys, my grandma bought me a 4-pack of He-Man and Tila and Skeletor and Merman. So I had 2 good guys and 2 bad guys because it was they were sets of 2, and she bought me 2 of them so I could have a good guy and a bad guy to fight. So He-Man beat the crap out of all of them to rescue Tila every time. This is worse than Becca's internet. Sorry, man. So I really want to get this, but $60, that ain't happening. Every now and then they show up cheap on eBay, so I'll pick them up then. I got the really cool one that had all the mini comics. That was awesome. So not much from Dark Horse this time either. IDW, however, another ball game. We got some G.I. Joe, which is awesome. Really far behind still, but I'll get caught up someday. I started tracking down some old G.I. Joes, so maybe I'll just start from the beginning. My Little Pony Transformers 2, I'm going to buy this. Such a dumb idea for a crossover. And it's a sequel, so it could be fun. Hi, Buster. Sorry, Della. Steve Cannon, these are the old newspaper strips. That's probably pretty cool if you're into those, but a little before my time. Usagi trade paperback, definitely worth checking out. And there's the final issue of Wanderer's Road, which I'm definitely going to get. They're starting a new one, Dragon's Bellow, which looks pretty good. So we're getting some more Usagi action coming our way. So for my DW, it'll be G.I. Joe, My Little Ponies Transformers, and Usagi Wanderers for me. Now on to Marvel. Alien. Oh, man, that was so disappointing. Beta Ray Bill. I didn't even bother. The art looks like garbage. Black Widow, don't care. Cable, don't care. That was trash. Fantastic Four, still trash. Hellfire Gala Guide. This is some giveaway thing they're doing for an event. They're going to relaunch the X-Men book in, was it July? And I was a little surprised by that. But I think their sales have gone down and they don't want to admit it. Hey, Subpar. Oh, sorry to hear about your kid, man. Hope he gets to feeling better real soon. Hey, Pete. Nice of you to join, man. Thanks for coming on. Immortal Hulk's garbage. Miles Morales, I don't care about it at all. Like, I hate that character. I think he's stupid. Savage Avengers, they're going to have Conan versus Spider-Man. It's been so mediocre. It's just kind of going through the motions of a comic. It doesn't actually seem to have any real excitement to it, you know? The first couple issues were okay, and then it just got kind of goofy. MODOK, that's trash. New Mutants, stupid. Spider-Man Curse of the Man-Thing, that could be good, but it just didn't look that... It didn't look like it's going to be good. But the concept is good. Silk, I just don't have any interest in the character. I'm sure it's fine. Star Wars Darth Vader, again, no interest. I glanced at some of the early issues and it just didn't wow me or anything. This Untold Tales of Spider-Man omnibus is actually really good. That series was a lot of fun. It collects the Amazing Fantasy 16 through 19 from 1985 and Untold Tales of Spider-Man 1 through 25, -1, and Annual 96 and Annual 97. And Strange Encounters and material from Spider-Man Annual 37. Kurt Busiek wrote this. It was a lot of fun, really good book. That's definitely worth the money, but I would get it on in stock trades and save like 30 or 40 bucks. Yeah, I don't know what the buffering's all about, man. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. It doesn't seem to be on my end for once. This Star Wars poster is pretty cool too. It's the old style one, but it's got a little Marvel logo on it. But that's an awesome classic poster. U.S. Agent, that was really disappointing. This Wolverine Epic Collection is really good. It's Wolverine 1 through 6 and Marvel Comics Presents material 1 through 10 and Marvel Age Annual 4. That's really cool, but again, 40 bucks is way too high. X-Men Legends, though, is the only book I'm going to buy from Marvel this week because that series has been really fun. And it's from back when the characters were cool, written by classic team lineups, too. So we had, like, Fabian Nicieza, who was pretty good on the first couple issues. So only X-Men Legends from Marvel. It's the only one worth reading. Then we get on to Dynamite. We've got Deja Thoris Winter's End with a bunch of covers. I'm going to check that out. It wraps up the 12-part storyline they did in Deja Thoris 1 through 12 by bringing back John Carter and kind of recapping and setting up a new miniseries that Abnett's going to do, or a one-shot. I think it's a miniseries with John Carter versus Deja Thoris, and that should be pretty good. And some junk that is way overpriced. Sonya Versal. Nope, not paying $89 for a signed book. Even if it is graded, that's fucking dumb. Vampirella versus Purgatory. I was never into the Chaos comics. Hey, Oki, how you doing? Yeah, it's everybody. I don't think it's on my end, though. Sorry. It's everybody buffering. So, the Chaos comics I never really got into. Just wasn't my thing. And I just didn't get into it, so I have no interest in it whatsoever. Sorry if you're hearing that. Just trying to close out some extra stuff. Everybody's getting it, Oki. Yeah, it seems to be kind of a thing going on. I don't know. I have no control over it, unfortunately. So the Vampirella Purgatory could be good. I just don't know much about Purgatory as a character, so it didn't really draw any interest for me. So only Deja Thoris Winter's End from Dynamite. Then on to Boom. Abbott 1973. This is more racist nonsense. I had no interest. It was just racial politics. A new printing for Berserker, this time with foil cover for $6. It's not really worth $6. I'll probably pick up issue 2 because that's coming out this week, obviously. But I'm not going to spend extra money for foil variants or anything like that. I'm just going to read the book. It was decent enough to keep my interest that I'll give it another issue, I guess. Dune, I'll pick that up. I've got the other issues, and so far it's fairly interesting. Firefly, don't care. Once and Future, don't care. Magic the Gathering, oh god, that was terrible. Power Rangers blank sketch cover. I think blank sketch covers are lazy. Some diamond toys. They're all overpriced. Everything here. $200 for a half-scale bust. Come on. I don't have $200 to throw around. What are you, high? Let's jump over to DC here real quick. We got Action Comics, Batman Black and White. This is massively disappointing. Batman Superman, issue 17. I'm going to pick this one up because the book's been solid so far, and the cover looks like it's pretty good. It looks like a retro cover. I didn't read issue 16 yet. It's my stack, but it looked like they're doing some kind of flashback stuff. Hey, Serena Mantine, how you doing? Oh, it's buffering on the YouTube app. Oh, geez. I don't know what's going on. Hope it comes out okay. Detective Comics, I'll pick that up. This is just a graphic novel, so is that, or trade paperbacks, rather. Harley Quinn, look how garbage this art is. This guy's been getting a ton of work at DC, and I do not understand it at all. Oh, damn, Dark. Don't do that. Just go get some rest, man. Stop moving. Throw a bunch of stuff in the trash. That'll help. Not really, but good luck. That's awful. 72 hours no sleep. I've been there. It's awful. So I'm not buying this Harley Quinn garbage. Hi, Buster. Hellblazer. It's just not my kind of book. JLA, Tower of Babel. I'm not going to pick this up. It's probably okay. The team's fine. It's an older book, but I'm just not interested. Robin, I debated on this one for a while because the art looks kind of crappy and the story doesn't sound that good, but I'm going to check it out and give it a chance. It's not a style of art that I really like. I mean, this head looks gigantic compared to his tiny little spindle legs and arms. But the concept is mostly just Mortal Kombat. There's a secret tournament and he's going to enter to prove how tough he is. I'll check it out. Could be okay. The new costume design is better than it was because he looks like a jester now with a cape. And he's a joke character, so I'll check it out once to see what it's like. The downside is it's $4. Detective Comics is $5. It's supposed to go up to $6. I'm not excited about that. It might be okay. Suicide Squad, I don't care about any of those characters, I don't think. Teen Titans Academy, nope, don't care. And that's all that's coming out from DC. So pretty disappointing there. All right, on to the smaller publisher stuff. We got 20 Fists. Not interested. It looks like some girl power nonsense. I don't know what these are. Attack on Titan, I guess that's an ongoing thing and also an anime. I've heard it's good. Doesn't really seem like something I'm overly interested in, though. Especially not jumping in on book 33. Bedtime Stories for Impressionable Children looked like it might be fun, so I'm going to pick that up. American Mythology's got a great track record for me. So I'll read that just to help support a company I like, even though it's a $5 book, but it's an annual, so it's going to have extra stories and stuff. Bell, King of Serpents, one shot. I'm going to pick this up just to support Zenoscope, and because the art is solid on these books. I mean, check out this cool cover picture. And the stories tend to be classically written. So they're written more like comic books from the 80s and early 90s. So I'm willing to drop a little bit of extra money for quality, which DC is not providing me, or Marvel. And DC's raising the regular price to $6 for like a 24-page book. I picked up one the other day that on the cover said, now 33 pages, giant size special. I was like, you guys know that 20 years ago, 32 pages was pretty much the norm still. So that was dumb and insulting. But I'll pick up those Zenoscope books. They've been pretty consistently entertaining, so I don't feel bad about spending a little extra. I thought about getting the John Carpenter Tales of Sci-Fi book, the new series, but I'm just not willing to commit an extra $4. These are kind of hit and miss lately, unfortunately. The first several I read were pretty good, actually. But I can't afford to drop more money on that. Cold Dead War, I'm going to have to special order this. This first issue was surprisingly fun, and it's written by George Romero's son. So that should be pretty cool. Cult of Dracula looked cool, but none of the comic shops around me will order from Source Point because they're always late. So I'm going to pass on that one. Maybe I'll get the trade when it comes out, if it does. Damn Cursed Children, I have no interest in. Dead End Kids, no interest. Destiny Lovers, that sounds like porn. Then we got a Black Mask book called Destiny, which it's got a white kid on it, so she's probably evil. Seriously, that's kind of their modus operandi, it seems. Dragon Path, I don't know what that is. It's $12.99 though, so I'm not getting it. Dungeon of Black, no. Erratic, definitely not. It's Artists Raised and Artisans. All of their books are TV pitches. Eighth Immortal, I've heard that was pretty good, but again, Source Point Press, nobody's going to get it for me. Galactic Rodents of Mayhem sounds like a bad knockoff of about half a dozen kids' shows from the 80s. I'm going to pass on it, although that would normally appeal to me. Grim Universe presents quarterly steampunk. I'm not going to get this one because it's $9 and it doesn't look like it's going to be something I'm interested in. I don't really care about steampunk stuff, just not my deal. Right, Pete? Right? You see, you're with me. And it's a sequel to that, too. Hey, Lesser, how you doing? So there was a 4-issue miniseries before of My Little Pony Transformers called Friendship in Disguise. And it was actually pretty cute. So I think I got the reviews done. I got to post those at some point. But it was a cute story. And they're doing a sequel, which they had to, I think, because it was pretty successful. There's a lot of people buy My Little Pony for some reason, and I don't want to know why. That's not something I ever need to know. I'm not judging. I just don't want to know about it. I Breathed the Body. That's a stupid title. Kino's Journey. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of anime stuff and small press stuff. I just don't know. Miranda and Maelstrom was disappointing. Another purple-haired weirdo. Yeah, I don't know what that is. The Modern Frankenstein looked okay, but it just didn't really seem like it was for me. So I probably would have gotten it otherwise, but I'm just trying to cut back on my spending a little bit. Ninjas and Robots, I'm absolutely getting. This book is so much fun. It's crazy, goofy fun. I love it. $5, but I'm having a blast reading it. So that's more than I can say about any of the $5 books from Marvel for the most part. Robotic Stooges, I'm gonna get that. It's the Three Stooges is like robots or cyborgs or something. It was an old cartoon thing they did for a little while. So I'm gonna get that. And obviously that's an Infinity Gauntlet homage there. But it's only $4. I always have fun reading the Three Stooges comics for some reason. They're goofy, but I like them. Shadow Man, I'm going to pick that up to see if it's any good. Colin Bunn has a real bad habit of being awful at writing superheroes, but he does horror books really well. They're often tinged with left-leaning politics, but I'm willing to give this a shot to see if it's any good. I heard they're bringing Ninjak back, so I'll check that out too when it comes out. Yeah, Echo, that's pretty true. I think they're trying to dial back the Krakoa stuff a little bit because it's getting some pushback. Shia was here. I don't know if you left or not. Oh, good, Becca. Glad to hear it. Hey, Ryan. I never apologize for being late. You have a life outside of my streams. I hope, anyway. Steak, that was... No. Stargazer, I got the rest of these issues, and I'm looking forward to reading them, finally. But they are not... this is an homage to Conan issue 1. Let's see. Vamp Blade, don't care. That's just a booby book. Witch Blood, don't care. Warcorns, that's Unicorn Warriors. The concept sounded like it could be fun, but it was shockingly bad. Zorro in the Land That Time Forgot. I am absolutely getting this. Edgar Rice Burroughs with instead of Tarzan, you got Zorro. You can't go wrong with Zorro. Zorro's book's been awesome. Again, American Mythology is a very underrated company. If you're looking for some action adventure stuff, the art might not be the best, but they are consistently putting out entertaining product. YouTube's been censoring chats a lot, so sorry if that happens. I don't know. I think I'm probably too small for that to happen, but you just never know. So I'm definitely going to get a Bedtime Story is annual, Bell, King of Serpent, Cold Dead War issue 2, which I have to special order because none of my shops carry it. It's heavy metal, so they tend to skip those occasionally. Ninjas and Robots, absolutely going to get that. The Robonic Stooges, going to get that. Shadow Man, I'm going to check it out, give it a chance. And Zorro is a definite. So not much going on from this week. It looks like I've got about 16 books here, which is fairly high, but there's only a few that I'm really excited for. Jeez. I've done that, Oki. I've done that too. So yeah, that's what's coming out this coming week. We'll move on to some articles, I think. There's a lot of stuff coming out. It's just so much of it is either disappointing or I can't justify spending $4 or $5 on it. Now let's get to the news. Mads Mikkelsen to star alongside Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones 5. If you don't know who Mads Mikkelsen is, he's actually a really good actor. He played Hannibal on that TV show they did. Blank covers are more than lazy. They're insulting. Yeah, absolutely. And you're paying more money for them on occasion. Or because a lot of comic shops, those are often incentives. So they'll charge like an extra couple bucks for them. I was like, they're giving you a book with no cover image. What a waste. Oh, good. Buffering stopped for you? Good. But the interesting thing is not the casting of Mads Mikkelsen. It's what they bothered to get around to telling us later. This is Variety. It's a trade magazine, and it's usually got pretty good stuff. Disney and Sony set a massive movie deal, but it's like 30 days after they're on Netflix. So that was pretty funny. So they also cast Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And that's what they don't tell you in the title. Now, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, if you saw Solo, a Star Wars story, she was one of the co-writers on that, and she also played the robot, the annoying feminist robot. They're putting her in Indiana Jones 5. Now, the rumor is, from what I understand from like Doomcock and Clownfish, is that they weren't supposed to be casting any more people for Indiana Jones 5. It's kind of put on hold right now. Probably because of the pandemic and some of the other stuff. So they went out and cast her anyway, and that's probably a pretty big no-no. And Emilia Clarke did join Marvel's Secret Invasion over on Disney+. So more fat material for Uncle Jack. So I thought this was interesting that nobody is really highlighting that she was cast as the main female lead, except in the articles, not in the headlines. Only YouTubers are really talking about that because everybody seems to know that she's controversial and she wants to push her feminist nonsense and everything she's in from the look of it. So I think Indiana Jones 5 is going to get woke, kids. Oh, is Mortal Kombat out today? I did watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. So real quick, Falcon and Winter Soldier, first couple episodes were pretty good. And then you get little tastes of wokeness creeping in, right? They went full bore in that final episode. And like Falcon talks about being a black man carrying the stars and stripes. He's like, I'm not no blonde haired, blue eyed guy. He basically bitch slaps dead Captain America. And I was like, wow, that was needless. There was so much racial politics wedged in the last few episodes. It was disgusting. It was almost unwatchable. It was so bad. Yeah, I don't blame you, Oki. I'm thinking of checking out more manga and putting that on the Patreon stuff like I did the Golgo 13s because this stuff's just too expensive now. I'm going to go back to checking out pretty much, Ryan. I'm going to go back to reading and reviewing a bunch of older stuff because for $5 I could get a good back issue for what I'm paying for this new trash that they're squeezing all this racial and identity politics nonsense into. I don't need that crap. Screw it. I'll rather read old books, pay a little bit more for them, or sometimes less, because there's some good $2 books out there. Some old Batmans, that sort of thing. I've got a huge run of Batman sitting here I've been meaning to get to, and if I cut back on some of the new stuff, I could fill in the gaps and do an entire run of like Detective Comics from like 450 through 700, I think. So I'd rather do that. That's way more entertaining stuff, and there's going to be better reads in there. So yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was really disappointing. They really went straight SJW on it with a lot of really wedged in stuff. Like they even had like a Black Lives Matter encounter. It was so stupid. Like the cops jump out and point their guns at Falcon immediately. So dumb. In other bad news, Joye Hummel died at 97. She was the first female scripter for the Golden Age Wonder Woman. Now, most people don't read Golden Age stuff, but there is some good stories in there for younger readers. Some really weird stuff, too. Like Wonder Woman got tied up all the time. But this lady was a legend, even in her time. They just didn't really advertise that she was the writer, but even in like the 50s and 60s, she got some recognition. So it's sad that she passed. She was 19, who at 19 was the earliest Wonder Woman writer for the Golden Age. Even if, much like co-creator William Marston, she was never directly credited with pseudonyms and ghostwriting common at the time. That was just standard practice. New movies aren't worth my money. I'd rather donate, but I'm holding out for now. Not for long. Excellent. Yeah, dude, I don't blame you. The new movies and TV shows just aren't that good. I watch YouTube way more than I watch TV. But buddy of mine's got Disney Plus, so I might as well watch it there for free because fuck that noise. Yeah, the guy that created Wonder Woman, who also created the lie detector test, weirdly, was real into bondage and kink. There's a movie about it. Him and his wife would get into hooking up with another chick and tying each other up and weird, goofy crap like that. Real bondage-oriented stuff. Oh, good, Lesser. That sounds pretty cool. I saw my family earlier today, and they were all grouchy. Everybody was on edge. Joye Hummel Murchison Kelly was the first woman to write scripts for the Wonder Woman comic book franchise, but hardly anyone was aware of that for almost 70 years. That's not necessarily true. When they say that, they mean they didn't know about it most of the time. The Secret History of Wonder Woman is where she was mentioned the most. There were a lot of women writers in the Golden Age. There were fewer in the Silver Age, but you'd be surprised how many people were actually women writers. Like Joe Duffy, I didn't know that was a woman until 2000s. Yeah, so this is just sad passing. She was really a forerunner for a lot of women writers, and she wrote Wonder Woman. So there was a little bit more, I don't know, a little less weird stuff and a little more femininity in it. So Sad loss for the comic industry, but pretty good run at 97. In other sad news, Shock G of Digital Underground died at 57. He sang the Humpty Hump. The Humpty Hump. Yeah, they mean normal people who aren't fans didn't know. Exactly. And that's probably obscure for a lot of fans, even. I was never really into Golden Age or even Silver Age stuff that much, but I knew who some of the people were from reading books about comics. Going to your cousin's engagement party. Nice. Nice. Try and eat. Don't eat until you get there because there's probably going to be snacks and you can eat for free. So if you remember Digital Underground, this is a loss. I think he looks like Brother Voodoo here. That's why I grabbed this one. I was like, yeah, Brother Voodoo. Nope. Shock G, producer and frontman of the 90s hip-hop group Digital Underground and widely known for his alter ego Humpty Hump, has passed away. No cause of death has been confirmed. That usually means drugs or suicide. He suddenly passed away. The cause of death is currently unknown. We truly, truly appreciate all the outpouring of love and concern. Please keep us in your prayers at this very difficult time. Yeah, of course it's difficult. The guy was a hip-hop legend. I was never really into hip-hop, but I know who this guy was because of my friends and people that liked the whole thing with the Humpty Hump. So, real sad day for many people out there. Yeah, you probably won't have Tupac. This guy was a groundbreaker in hip hop. Oh, that's a good point. Evolved. Oh wow. Yeah, sorry, Pete. Yeah, Brother Voodoo is supposed to be in the new Doctor Strange. That's what I saw this picture. I didn't recognize who he was because I haven't seen him in like 30 years. And I was like, oh, cool. But then I saw the headline and I was like, ah, boo. So sad loss for the music industry there. All right, so the rumor is that Marvel's decided which Netflix stars will join the MCU. So let's find out. We already know Charlie Cox is supposed to be in the new Spider-Man movie. 2 years after Marvel Television shuttered its line of shows at Netflix, that was their little deal thing, the company is rumored to be bringing back some of the characters to the MCU. A post on that hashtag show speculated that actors John Bergenthal, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, awesome, and Kristen Ritter will reprise their roles as the Punisher, Daredevil, Kingpin, and Jessica Jones, respectively. I could do without Jessica Ritter. I don't think she's that good of an actress. I would rather see Iron Fist back, or especially Luke Cage. I thought this guy was a great actor. And season 2 of Iron Fist really picked up toward the end there. Again, it suffered from what I call story arc problems. Because the story arcs should have been 4 to 5 episodes tops. Instead, they drag them out to 8 or 9. And it gets kind of muddled because they got to do these fill-in stories that kind of drag out the plot. They should have just done 2 story arcs in the 9-episode series and then moved on. That would have been a better idea. And they could have broken it up to like put out 4 of them at once and then the other 4 or 5 a couple months later. Give people something to be anticipative of. I can't talk. Cox is said to have a cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home, but it's not specified if he will appear as Daredevil or his alter ego, Matt Murdock. D'Onofrio may also have a guest appearance as Wilson Fisk, Kingpin in Hawkeye, and in Echo. The Disney Plus show Ritter and Berthal may pop up in is not identified, though these actors would play the same characters from the Netflix program. The new movies and TV series will not bring up their Netflix backstories. That's probably contractual. But I think everybody that's wanted to see it has seen it. Oh, yeah, Pete, he was awesome as Gorn. If they'd cast anyone else in Criminal Intent, it wouldn't have worked. Like when they kind of tried to replace him with Jeff Goldblum as another quirky, weird detective guy, it just didn't work. D'Onofrio is an amazing character actor, and he plays weirdos really well. If you haven't seen The Cell with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Lopez, Check it out. It's a really, really weird movie. Same with Salton Sea. And D'Onofrio makes those movies memorable. Otherwise, they would just be like, nah, it was all right. But D'Onofrio is always memorable, and he was great as Kingpin. I loved Criminal Intent. That was my favorite of the Law and Orders. Evolved, the first season of Iron Fist isn't that good. It was just kind of okay. But we finally get to see him do some cool stuff in season 2, because otherwise it was the Colleen Wing show, and I don't care. Apparently Marvel's going to recast Iron Fist and Luke Cage. That's really disappointing. I'd rather they get rid of this chick. She's not that good of an actress, and her voice is just annoying. But it might just be the casting. She's not right for that role. But the other guys were fine. I don't really have a problem with it. But I'm looking forward to D'Onofrio being in it. And it'd be cool to see him fight Spider-Man, because he was a Spider-Man villain for a while. So that would be pretty sweet. Meanwhile, in other news, Captain America sequel in development with Falcon and Winter Soldier head writer Malcolm Spellman. Now, this is why I wanted to give my 2 cents on Falcon and Winter Soldier, because we can expect more racial politics nonsense ham-fistedly wedged in this with fake Captain America. Sam Wilson is fine as the Falcon. He's his own character with his own backstory and his own interesting characterization. And Anthony Mackie is a really, really good actor. What they're doing is a disservice to themselves and the characters, because he's better as the Falcon. He's more interesting as the Falcon. He has a specific set of skills that translate well to that. Not anybody can be Captain America. Steve Rogers is Captain America. Bucky took up the shield in the comics for a while. That was more interesting. He's the logical choice because he was the sidekick of Captain America during World War II. Yeah, I don't blame you, Oki. I almost checked out after episode 3 as well. Actually, near the end of episode 2, I was like, do I even want to watch this? But I don't have to pay for the Disney Plus subscription at my buddy's house. So not really my problem. But I would still have canceled my Disney Plus. It was just nothing's been that good on it. The WandaVision show was fine. It was okay for what it was. I think it kind of fell apart a little bit near the end. But overall, I enjoyed it. But this was just so stupid. So stupid. And it was kind of... I don't want to say poorly written, because the writing was smartly done. The characters were... All the actors were good. The characters were okay. But they just... It's like somebody else came in and rewrote scenes while the rest of the crew were sleeping and wedged in a bunch of identity politics and nonsense racial crap about black people. It was fucking lazy. Lazy writing. Somebody good wrote it, and then they got a lazy person in there to do changes. It's weird. There are no further details on the possible project, but the news comes the same day as Falcon Winter Soldier concludes its 6-episode season on Disney Plus, which ends with several indications of where Spellman and Musson could take the franchise. I'm not going to get into spoilers. See, the first Captain America movies did $2.2 billion. I don't think they're going to get that with this racial nonsense. By the end of the series, Bucky just kind of is there. He doesn't really do anything. He's just there to break stuff when necessary. His character arc just kind of falls apart halfway through the show. Zemo's cast aside halfway through the show. I'm going to try not to give you any massive spoilers. Oh, yeah, man. I don't blame you, Oki. I would have canceled it, too. Yeah, you're not wrong. Lazy writing is all they have left. They don't have people that are making good decisions to stop the racial nonsense and SJW politics from getting wedged in here. Disney seems to be deeply infected with this identity politics nonsense, and they can't get away from it. It's really disappointing because they've got so many great properties that could be really, really good. but they can't seem to get away from this crap. Yeah, Iron Sky was pretty good. I never saw the sequel, but they were pretty. It was pretty fun. The first one was actually kind of funny. So I'm real disappointed with this. So Captain America, I just don't care. Sorry, Sam Wilson's not Captain America. He's the Falcon, and he's good as the Falcon. Just get away from the racial nonsense, and people will enjoy it. Oh, they do own ESPN, don't they? Oh wow, yeah, that's a good point. Always, I didn't think of that, but that might be their saving grace if they start putting that as like pay-per-views on Disney Plus. It really is a plague, Pete, and it's infested everything. I mean, they're changing orcs in D&D because somebody thinks they're black people. That's insane. And now they have handicap ramps on dungeons and D&D, and that Candlekeep Mysteries that just came out. I can't believe that. It's mind-blowing. Handicap accessible dungeons? There's no good entertainment that is untouched by this nonsense. They are going to tear apart every aspect of your childhood and poop on it. Yeah, good quality older stuff. We'll get to some of the older stuff that they're going to be toying with here in a minute. I'm sick of this crap, man. I'm telling you, the best thing we could do is find somebody that's talented and support them in creating non-identity politics crap. And if you have to get it on a spiral-bound notebook, do it that way too, because a lot of this stuff, big corporations, they're going full bore on this crap, and I think they're winning on all of it. Masters of the Universe Revelation prequel comic revealed by Dark Horse. This is the Kevin Smith TV show that's coming out. I think it's for Netflix. Masters of the Universe Revelation. And there's some interesting things here. First of all, DC used to have the license for Masters of the Universe. I guess it's over at Dark Horse now. That is not inspiring faith, because Dark Horse has been woke for a while. And although the cover's not too bad, although what the heck is going on with that face? It sounds like the cartoon is going to focus more on Teela, and she might be wielding the power sword. So I'm not sure where this is going to go. I will pick this book up, though, to check it out and give it a chance. There's going to be several cover artists, and it's a 4-issue limited series. And Kevin Smith is writing it. He's a decent writer. He used to do Daredevil, but a lot of the stuff he changes, he's one of those guys that like can't stop himself from making insane changes. Oh, it's super moronic, Pete. They even did some wheelchair miniatures for some fundraiser. It was really weird. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just don't understand the world. Revelation is specifically a continuation of the original 1983 He-Man and Masters of the Universe cartoon from Filmation. Now, they're using some choice words like specifically. I don't know how well they know what definitions are, but I'm not going to believe it until I see it. The comic helps set the stage for the series, taking place in between the events of the Filmation cartoon and the Netflix series. After saving his father, King Randor, from an attack by the monstrous Orlax, He-Man realizes his sword of power has a mysterious connection to the beast. Dark Horse press release also teases Teela will take the reins of a powerful legacy, presumably referring to her mother, the sorceress. Does it, though? When Masters of the Universe franchise first launched nearly 40 years ago, each action figure came with a comic book to enable children to further explore the world of Eternia. And those were awesome. Now, in partnership with Dark Horse, we will go back to our roots and set up the upcoming show with a comic book. Yeah, obvious. This is a Mike Mignola cover. And it's kind of a play of an old Hellboy cover. What is Prune Man doing here? What is this? Seriously, Skeletor looks a little weird, but I can kind of tell who he is. This looks like a shriveled old man in really gross cosplay. This is a weird sex stuff. Oh, wheelchairs and Blood Bowl would make too much sense involved and would be kind of funny. So I'm not getting this cover. No way. That is nightmare fuel. Just I don't want to picture an old man dressed like He-Man. Unfortunately, Netflix has yet to reveal a release date for the animated series. We do know the full voice cast of the series. They have some amazing talent on this show, which includes Chris Wood as He-Man, Mark Hamill as Skeletor, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Teela, and Lena Headey as Evil Lynn. I was super impressed by the cast they managed to get. David is also joining producers Adam Bonnet and Christopher Keenan for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, a CG animated series that will reboot the mythology for a new all-ages audience. That'll probably be crap. So let's see if we can see some of the images here without getting a bunch of nonsense. Nope, that doesn't want to work. Sony's also developing a live-action movie, reportedly starring Noah Centineo from the Fosters. I don't know who that is. And once slated for a release date in March 2021. However, that was before COVID. And it's now looking like Sony would unlikely meet the release date. We already know they're not going to. It's April. The movie may wind up on Netflix alongside two animated series, as Sony chairman Tom Rothman said is considering selling the He-Man reboot rather than risking a costly theatrical release. I think that'd be a bad move, but what do I know? So yeah, this is there's some sort of disaster. He-Man's trying to find out the dark secret of the sword. Fine, that sounds interesting. The whole Teela thing, they put a lot of focus on that during an interview with Sarah Michelle Gellar that kind of made it sound like she's the star of the TV show. And that's why it doesn't say He-Man in the Masters of the Universe. That really annoyed me. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me too, Oki. I don't think He-Man is going to be the star of the TV show. I think he's going to be some simpering beta crybaby. And we're going to see Teela being the new master of the universe or whatever, carrying the power sword. I think that's what they're going for. And I think Kevin Smith is probably sold out enough that he'll do that. But I will still check it out because I am an old school Masters of the Universe fan. I'll pick up the comic book and probably watch the first couple episodes of the cartoon to see if it's as good as we all hope and dare to dream it could be. Yeah, well, the subtleties of lost art, Pete. They're now going to just be like, yeah, we'll just do whatever. People are dumb like us. And creative people in Hollywood really lack creativity, shockingly. It's really, really disappointing. So, all right. Next article is the Indianapolis FedEx shooter was part of the Milo Pony subculture of Bronies. Now, I kind of talked about this briefly, but the media has been bending over backwards to try and frame Bronies for this. This is the Washington Examiner, but it's been in several media outlets. American Splendor. Yeah, not really my thing. I read like one or two issues. I just didn't really care for it. Yeah, Oki, that's probably where they're going with it. Yeah, sorry, always. I don't know much about it. I didn't really connect with any of the characters or anything. It just didn't seem like it was my thing. Much like some of the other comics around that time, like Cool World and what was the other one? Love and Rockets. Just couldn't get into it. Just wasn't my thing. They had their strong followings, just wasn't for me. So he was reportedly a part of the adult following of My Little Pony. Facebook reportedly took down 2 accounts connected to him because he shot himself and a bunch of other people. None of the information gleaned from the accounts revealed any clear motive for the shooting, but he was part of the internet subculture of users who called themselves Bronies, which is based on the children's cartoon series My Little Pony, according to the Wall Street Journal. Definition of brony for people that can't figure that one out. This was in his note an hour before the shooting. I hope I can be with Applejack in the afterlife. My life has no meaning without her. And it featured an image of the cartoon Applejack. So yeah, that's a thing that's been going around to frame up the brony community. Look, I don't know anything about bronies or furries really. They seem pretty harmless though. Trying to connect them to this seems like you're really giving more credit than is due. So I don't want to slander the bronies because I just think it's weird. But you do you. You know, it's not for me to judge. But I'll tell you, I think you're weird. It's amazing out there. There's a subculture that makes furries look way more socially acceptable. Yeah, Crazy Man was crazy. News at 11. Should I be worried? No, FedEx sucks. Everybody hates them. UPS actually delivers to my house. Unlike FedEx, who drops everybody else's packages off at my house. Now, here's the interesting bit. Warner Brothers to exit physical media production. Now, what? You're thinking, what? I want to thank Shady Grin for sending me this. Because I wouldn't have seen it otherwise. It's on the Vulcan reporter, something like that. Warner Media plans to shut down its physical media production department. A lot of Warner Brothers produced films and television series will be getting Blu-ray and DVD releases, though these releases will not be produced by Warner Brothers themselves. Additionally, straight-to-video projects at Warner Brothers will be moved to streaming, making them HBO Max originals. Straight-to-video projects at Warner Brothers include the home video Scooby-Doo movies and animated DC movies, the latter of which went through a reboot last year with Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Now, I suspect that a lot of stuff is going to get vaulted. Warner Brothers and Disney are known for this. So they're going to farm it out, but Warner Brothers is not abandoning home video media completely. The amount of Warner Brothers films and shows that will be getting physical media releases will be going down, as the idea is to develop more interest in HBO Max. That's obvious. So you're going to see smaller releases with higher prices because now they're going through a third party, and a lot of stuff's not going to get released because they want you to go subscribe. Yeah, Evolved, I'm with you on that one. But why would they do this, you think? Not just because physical media sales have been down. Damn it. Kind of screwed up my system here. But because a UK firm has pointed out that product placements may soon be added to classic films. Scientists developed technology to add subtle ads to blockbusters, including Casablanca and The Great Escape. So this might be a reason they're getting away from physical media. They want to insert new advertisements into old movies. Things that didn't exist, like vaccine ads. Or say there's a new Coca-Cola, like, I don't know, raisin-flavored Coca-Cola. They'll take an ad and put it on a billboard in a movie like Casablanca and make you watch these less than subtle product placement ads. They're never subtle. I almost never have seen a subtle product placement ad. The only time you see it subtle is when somebody's not paying for the space and somebody's actually covering up the logo so you don't see what they're really drinking, but you still can kind of tell. So get ready for changes to ancient stuff to take away from the actual setting. You're going to get all this new stuff wedged into really old things to kind of break the feel of it. Oh, why is P-Dog in YouTube jail? What did he do? P-Dog didn't do nothing. This actually really made me mad because don't mess with classics, okay? Casablanca and The Great Escape are classics for a reason. And now they want to go in and tinker with them. They're going to do... And the worst part is digital changes are noticeable after a while. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember. They did this with E.T., where they changed the federal agents' guns to walkie-talkies for the re-release. And of course, everybody knows Star Wars was tinkered with innumerable times. But they're going to do that here. And eventually your eyes pick up on things. Now they're getting better at that. So they might just start clipping out drinks and switching them with modern bottles. And it's really going to ruin a lot of stuff. Like, here's an example of what they did. See, they changed this sign to this. It's just general Photoshop type stuff. But they're getting really good at it now. And they're going to do this with, just watch. They're going to do this with World War II films. And they're going to remove the bad German people of the time's armbands. We saw this with the Red Dawn redo, where they took out the Chinese flags and memorabilia to make it North Korean. And it looked really fake. Especially on the second watching, it looked really fake. Yeah, they have to ruin everything. That's just it. They can't let you have something from the past to enjoy because they have to change it themselves. They have to constantly be inserting their woke nonsense into everything. And I think you'll see this with like Black Lives Matter signs instead of civil rights signs, things like that. So get ready for everything to be questionable. If there's an old movie you like, go find it on old media and preserve it that way. Because they're going to tinker with it. And even if you buy it on like Amazon, they're still going to tinker with it while you don't have it. They got caught doing that at Netflix with Back to the Future, where they had a scene cut out. It was like a minute long. And it was nothing really egregious. It was a copy of Ooh La La or something like that. It was a men's magazine supposed to be from the 50s or whatever. And they changed that by cutting the scene out just a little bit. And it made the scene make no sense because Biff had hidden the almanac in this magazine. Or he put the cover of the almanac on the magazine, rather. So, yeah, they find little ways to do that. Reworking of a copyrighted art. It's just tampering with art. And I find that distasteful. So I don't trust them like this. You're going to see this magazine or newspaper change. Oh, this is the archive. Duh. Whoopsie. I hit a button. What'd I do? Woo. Yeah. Keep a hard copy backup of the stuff you buy, guys. It's really, really going to be important later. So if you've got digital media, good luck. It's going to get tinkered with. So I'm really disturbed by this. Like here, these beer cans are going to get changed. And they'll do it in movies where it's got no business being in there, no matter how low budget they are. See, these were digitally added to the music video. And that means what they could do is switch them in a few years and make constant revenue off stuff that's old. And they can constantly be making new money off of it. Yeah, hard copies of books is going to be the same thing. With the Amazon books, I learned this from having published on Amazon. You could go in and update your book, and anybody that has it on their Kindle will get the updated version. It's really sketchy stuff. I don't like that. So if you can get hard copies and maybe create a place where you can store the important ones where nobody will know about it, because this is some disgusting stuff. Yeah, E.T. with the Reese's Pieces. Closer examination shows the products were present in cinematic films from the creation of the medium, including Lumiere films in 1890s. Yeah, product placement's been around, but now they could change those Reese's Pieces to M&Ms or jelly beans or something like that, and maybe digitally alter some dialogue because they have enough samples of people's voices they could do that. That's terrifying stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm going to release some new laundry videos soon, actually. So that's the last of the new stuff I had. I was really, really offended by this because this is literally some 1984 stuff where you could go in and tinker with history in real time. It's disgusting. It should never be done. I'm very offended by this. And This is frightening stuff. But because they'll do it with ads at first, and then, oh, well, this is politically inappropriate, and they go in and digitally alter some dialogue or take out a sign or something like that, the armbands. Well, a movie from like the 30s or 40s might have a sign that says whites only. They'll digitally alter that. It's dangerous stuff, and I don't like them tinkering with art. So yeah, that's really all I had today. Sorry, I didn't mean to go too long. Those Twix cookies and cream flavor are delicious. I haven't had them. I did have the key lime pie Kit Kats. Those were delicious. I ate 2 of them. They were lovely. So, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up. I didn't want to go too late today because I know everybody's got stuff to do. And I know Lords of the Night is probably on right about now. Left Twix is best Twix. I don't judge. I don't see sides on Twix. Chicken Express. Oh, you had Panda Express? Is that what you're saying? I love Panda Express. They're delicious. So much salty goodness. Anybody that doesn't have a Panda Express near them is suffering, in my opinion. It's like it's right across the street from a Chick-fil-A, too. Oh, so much money wasted. Lo mein or fried rice? It depends on where I'm buying it. Lo mein can be better than fried rice. So I'd say it's a coin flip, but lo mein's probably healthier. Well, I usually go Chinese, although Korean barbecue is pretty good. Oh, you don't like key lime? Not a huge fan of the actual food, but I like the flavoring. Chicken Express is pretty good. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. That's a chicken restaurant chain. Oh, I want one. I love chicken. It's the best delicious garbage animal out there. Too much orange at Panda Express. Yeah, I usually get the chicken with mushrooms in it, and like the cucumbers that I don't eat. And they have a really good honey one that I forget the name of. That's kind of spicy. It's really good. It doesn't taste nice to everybody. So yeah, I'm sorry that you don't like it, but there's a lot of good Asian cuisine out there, and it makes me hungry. Chicken strips are great. Rolls remind me of Golden Corral rolls. Oh, I do like Golden Corral food occasionally. I hate to admit that because it's so ghetto. The ones near me always have like fights, but I do love a buffet. I just don't like the people that I meet at buffets. And they make really good bourbon chicken at Golden Corral. I love bourbon chicken. Green beans from Chicken Express are good. So I have to try out this Chicken Express place. This sounds good. We have a place around here called Raising Cane's, and it's not in my area now, but I used to live right down the street from one, and it's amazing. It's kind of greasy chicken, which means it's full flavor half the time. But they had this dipping sauce that worked well with the grease, and it would create this magical flavor on your tongue that made you want to eat gallons of it. Unlike KFC, where you eat it and it's got grease on it, and you're going to be running to the bathroom every 10 minutes. Oh, there's Indian places in Australia. Really? It is overpriced, Oki, but it's good. The sauce is amazing, Becca. And if you get you could swap out the coleslaw for an extra piece of toast and then dip it in the sauce. And it's delicious on bread and the fries. I don't know if you guys ever had Ponderosa. They're not a thing anymore, but they were really good for the all-you-can-eat steak. It was like really mediocre steak, but you could stuff your face on it for like $15. Slim Chickens. Ooh, that sounds good. We used to have this place in Columbus that I lived like a mile away from, and it was called Cluckers. And they had this shabby looking shop that looked like a condemned building, but the food was amazing. And I miss them so much. It was run by these two Indian dudes, and they had made the best chicken ever. Right gears necessary. Well, it's an excuse to put it on, I guess. Oh no, everybody's got to dip their toast in Raising Cane sauce, Becca. It's a rite of passage. Same with the French fries. I would get extra sauce just to do that too. It's always good like Red Baron pizza. DC Sniper ended somewhere at my local Ponderosa. Wow. Wow, that's terrifying. That would explain why Ponderosa is not a thing very much anymore. Steak and Shake. I do like Steak and Shake, but I'm trying to cut down on my red meat, and that really sucks because Steak and Shake had that like $4 meal that was amazing. I love their burgers because of their steak, and I like shakes, especially chocolate ones. If you make a good chocolate shake, I will patronize your business. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for coming out, Cluckers. Cluck and Bell. Oh, I didn't know what that was. No, Cluckers was just a local place. It was really sketchy. And there was an Indian place right down the street owned by the same family. And that was like called Curry in a Hurry. I think they're still around. But that place looked like it was a front for something because there's like a couple of tables, some guy watching TV while reading a newspaper. And he'd look at you like, why are you in here? What do you do? What do you want? But they made great curry. And I do love me some curry. At one point, Steak and Shake would grind up a ribeye and make it a hamburger. Yeah, Steak and Shake, they're a pretty solid establishment. But unfortunately, since I'm getting older, I got to be a little more attentive to my health. Yeah, curry in a hurry. Yeah, they called it curry in a hurry because they got to you fast and you'd have to poop really shortly after eating it. Stay near a toilet. You're going to be there a while. But it was good. The curry food was great, and Cluckers was fantastic. We ate there all the time. And then one day they just were gone. Like the entire place was cleaned out overnight. And that was really disappointing. We think they just moved back to India, and they're like, we'll just take everything and put it in storage for one of our relatives. But then it became a black barbecue place that was actually really good too. I ate there, and they were always staring at me like that dude's gonna steal something. And I was like, I'd steal this food, but that place was really good too. But I couldn't go there as much by that point because they were more expensive. You really can make anything with chicken and rice. Yeah, I'm going to cook chicken as soon as I get off of here before the monkey stream so that I can have some chicken as well. And I have some curry sauce somewhere. Some tikka masala. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I really, really appreciate it. It's always good to see you guys. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. And be sure and like, share, and subscribe. All that if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the Monkey Show. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Yeah, you're not wrong, Oki. Have a good one, everybody.